covering the 4th century BC Gentile invasion.
2nd Esdras 1:4-9. And the word of Yah came unto me, saying, Go thy way, and show thy people their sinful deeds, and their children their wickedness, which they have done against me, that they may tell their children's children, because the sins of their fathers are increased in them, for they have forgotten me, and have offered unto strange gods. Am not I even he that brought them out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage? But they have provoked me unto wrath, and despised my counsel. Pull thou off then thy hair of thy head, and cast all evil upon them. For they have not been obedient unto my law, but it is rebellious people. How long shall I forbear them, and to whom I have done so much good? 2nd Esdras 1:24. What shall I do unto thee, O Jacob? Thou Judah wouldest obey me. I will turn me to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, that they may keep my statutes. What am I going to do with the children of Jacob? Not even your Judah would obey me. The Most High said he would turn to another people to give his name to. Who are they? In the 4th century BC, for the first time, the Most High allowed a fully Gentile nation, Greece, to smite the Israelites. Assyria, who has subjugated Israel, was a province of the First Persian Empire, founded by Cyrus the Great in 550 BC, until the death of King Darius in 330 BC. After the death of Philip II of Macedon in 336 BC, by 334 his son, dubbed Alexander the Great, led an invasion on the Persian Empire. By the summer of 332 BC, Alexander conquered Palestine, introducing Judea to the Hellenistic world. 1 Maccabees 1:1-4. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Kittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up, and he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries to him. What is ethnicity? In the U.S., African Americans have been taught that they are ethnic, or their products placed in the ethnic section in stores. But is that so? Let's look at the Oxford Dictionary. Ethnic, relating to a population subgroup within a larger or dominant national or cultural group with a common national or cultural tradition, denoting origin by birth or descent rather than by present nationality, characteristics of belonging to a non-Western cultural tradition. Offensive, a member of an ethnic minority. Ethnic is sometimes used in a euphemistic way to refer to non-white people as a whole, as in a radio station which broadcasts to the ethnic community in Birmingham. Although this usage quite common, more specific terms such as black or Asians are preferable. Now, let's look at the Greek word that ethnic derives from. Strong's G 1484. Ethnos says a race, a nation, the nations as distinct from Israel. A race, people, nation, the nations, heathen world. Gentiles. Knowing the biblical foundation of the earth being populated by Shem, Ham, and Japheth, there is only one group of descendants that are called Gentiles. Genesis 10, 1 through 5. Now these are the generations of the son of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood, the sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tarshish, and Kittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles, divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families and their nations. Let's take a second look at verse 5 from the Berean Study Bible. From these, the maritime people separated into their territories according to their languages by clans within their nations. According to the Macmillan Dictionary, maritime means involving ships or the business of moving people and goods in ships. In the business of moving people and goods in ships. In case you still haven't figured it out, Japheth, a son of Noah, and according to the names of the sons, the ancestors of the Indo-European peoples for the southern coast of Europe to Persia. The other people God will turn to are the Gentiles. Now, let's be wise. This had absolutely nothing to do with race or skin color, but rather a people were picked who had not sought him. Isaiah 65:1. I am sought of them that asked not for me. I am found of them that sought me not. I said, behold me, unto a nation that was not called by my name.
God shall enlarge Japheth.
Genesis 9:27. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. If we take a look at the A section of Genesis 9:27, it tells us God shall enlarge Japheth. How is this word enlarge being used? We have to remember, we are now reading 4 translations away from the original Phoenician Hebrew. Aramaic, Greek, Latin, and English. Let's do a brief word study for clarity. The oldest King James Bible is from 1611 and was copied from the Textus Receptus manuscript. Now, let's take a look at an English version written some 50 years earlier and copied from the exact same manuscript. Genesis 9:27 from the Geneva Bible, 1560. God persuade Japheth that he may dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. Now, even in our translated understanding, there's a major difference between the words enlarge and persuade. Now, let's look at the Hebrew root of the word. Strong's H6601. Pathah means allure, to be spacious, wide, or open. Again, we have conflicting understandings. Is Japheth being allured or made spacious? Let's go to the King James Blue Letter Concordance to see if it clarifies this word. Strong's H6601. Pathah means make roomy, usually figuratively, in a mental or moral sense. Make simple in a sinister way. Delude, allure, deceive, enlarge, entice, flatter, persuade, silly one. Now we'll take a closer look at the word allure from the book English synonyms and antonyms with notes on the correct use of preposition. Allure, attract, captivate, decoy, entice, lure, tempt, coax, draw, seduce. To allure is to draw as with a lure by some charm or some prospect of pleasure or advantage. We may attract others to certain things without intent, as the good unconsciously attract others to virtue. We may allure either to that which is evil or to that which is good and noble, by purpose and endeavor, as in the familiar line, allured to brighter worlds and led the way. Lure is rather more akin to the physical nature. It is the word we could use of drawing on an animal. Coax expresses the attraction of the person, not of the thing. A man can be coaxed to that which is by no means alluring, cajole and decoy, carry the idea of deceiving and ensnaring. To inveigle is to lead one blindly in. To tempt is to endeavor to lead one wrong. To seduce is to succeed in winning one from good to ill. Win may be used in either a bad or good sense, in which latter it surpasses the highest sense of allure, because it succeeds in that which allure attempts as. He that winneth souls is wise. God shall enlarge Japheth, according to the English translation, based on what the translators of the King James Version of the passage thought it had to be saying. But that is not an accurate translation, and we understand more about the Hebrew language than we did in 1611. The word enlarge was translated from the Hebrew word patal. It is used 28 times in the Bible, and in every place besides this verse, it is translated to mean something else. Patal means to deceive, entice, seduce, trick, to be gullible. Strong's Concordance adds the definition to enlarge, to become open or wide, because that's the way the KJV translated. More than likely, the British King James translators simply could not see how God would allow Japheth, the father of the European races, to be so greatly deceived.